Hi all, I am Disha Shukla and here I am going to discuss about multiplexing. So what is multiplexing? Multiplexing is something wherein you transfer multiple communication signals into one particular channel. That is, whenever you have multiple users, they will be transmitting through different channels. But whenever you are transmitting to all those receivers, you will need lot of communication medium for this. So the solution for this is that you can use a multiplexing technique. In a multiplexing technique, what you do is you have multiple inputs and then you have a multiplexer. Now multiplexer work is to give one output for multiple n inputs. So in your communication channel you will be passing only one signal that will be a combination of all the transmission that has been done from the transmitter side. Now at the receiving side you have a demultiplexer. The demultiplexer will convert the one signal into multiple signals and transmit it to its receiver, intended receiver. So this is the basic concept of multiplexing. That is, in a multiplexing technique you can use multiple transmitters that will be transmitting to multiple receivers, but the communication link that will be used will only be one. The capacity of the transmission medium usually exceeds the capacity required for transmission of a signal. Hence multiplexing is used, that is carrying multiple signals on a single medium. Now there are various types of multiplexing techniques. So whenever you are transmitting multiple users data on a particular channel, you need different methods for this. So there are basically three types that we will be discussing here, and that is frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing and time division multiplexing. The first being the frequency division multiplexing. So as the name suggests, the frequency division multiplexing technique is something wherein you divide the whole frequency, you divide the users based on their frequency and hence add all those signals in one channel. That is, in this type of multiplexing, the signals are generated by sending different device modulated carrier frequencies, and these modulated signals are then combined into a single signal that can be transmitted by the link. To accommodate the modulated signal, the carrier frequencies are separated with enough bandwidth, and these bandwidth ranges are the channel through which different signal travels. That is, in a frequency division multiplexing, the whole channel will be divided. There will be different channels wherein the different frequency ranges will be applied. Now, as you know that all the service providers work on different frequency ranges. So whenever the user of that particular service provider would transmit, he will be transmitting in that particular frequency range only. So based on that, the different users will be transmitting in that particular frequency range, and all these frequencies will be combined by the multiplexer and then will be transmitted over one communication channel. And at the receiver side again they would be bifurcated. So as you can see in the figure, there are different transmitters and there are different frequencies that the transmitter is using for transmission. So in a multiplexer, basically first the signals are modulated. Now what do you mean by modulation? Here modulation means that whenever a signal is sent, it will be of some particular energy. So whenever you are transmitting a signal to a long distance, you need the signal to have a high energy, and for that you need to modulate the signal. That is, you need to add a carrier frequency of a very high frequency range, and so that your signal will be boosted with some energy. Then this modulated signal will be passed again to a multiplexer. Now multiplexer is something wherein it adds all the three frequencies. That is, as you can see here, we have frequency 1, frequency 2 and frequency 3, and the three carrier frequencies F1, F2 and F3. Now all of them, that is the modulated frequency, will be again added by the multiplexer, and you will be having a combined signal over it. Now this signal will be passed over the transmission channel, and at the receiver side you have the reverse of this whole process. That is, the first what will be happen is you will be dividing the whole signal based on some filters. That is, those filters are called the band pass filter. That is, it will only allow the frequency, it will only allow the signal of that particular band. So this way the whole signal will be classified into three different frequencies, and then using a demodulator the carrier frequencies will be removed. So at the receiver end you again get the whole signal as it was transmitted by the transmitter. So here as you can see that the division is done based on the frequencies, hence it is called a frequency division multiplexing technique. The next technique is wavelength division multiplexing. Now wavelength division multiplexing is very similar to the frequency division multiplexing. A frequency division multiplexing is a technique wherein you use electromagnetic waves for transmitting the data, whereas a wavelength division multiplexing is used wherein you are using optical signals for transmitting. A wavelength division multiplexing is a technology in fiber optic communication, and for the high capacity communication system, wavelength division multiplexing is the most promising concept. WDM is designed to use the high data rate capability of the fiber optic cables. The data rate of this cable is higher than the metallic transmission cables, and hence conceptually the wavelength division multiplexing is similar to your frequency division multiplexing. As you can see in the figure, you have different transmitters that are transmitting at different wavelength, that is your lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda n, etc. And again the similar concept, a multiplexer would combine all this signal and transmit on a single communication channel. And again at the receiver side you have a demultiplexer that would be bifurcating the whole signal using the based on the different wavelength. Now this is a very similar concept, or you can say that the concept you have seen in the spectrum. That is a spectrum is something wherein a prism would be used to combine the signals, and again when you invert the prism you can use it to bifurcate the signal. So this is what you call wavelength division multiplexing. Moving on, the third type is the time division multiplexing. Now time division multiplexing is a technique used to transmit a signal over a single communication channel by dividing the time frame into slots and one slot of each message signal. Time division multiplexing is primarily applied to the digital signals as well as analog signals, wherein the several low speed channels are multiplexed into a high speed channel for transmission. As the figure suggests, there are different users 1, 2, 3, 4 at the sender side, and there are similarly 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. Now here the transmission is divided based on the time. So each user is given some particular time wherein he or she can transmit his data. So whenever the user 1 receives his time slot, he would be transmitting the data. Then it's user 2's turn. Then he will be transmitting the data. Similarly, user 3 and user 4. So based on that, they will be given different time slots wherein they can transmit the data. And then again the whole transmission will be repeated. So this way each and every user can transmit the data based on their time slot. This way the whole the whole transmission is divided based on time, and it is called time division multiplexing. That is, multiple users are transmitting the data based on their time slots. Moving on, we have different communication channels that we need to see. Now you must be very familiar with this, that is your different LANs, MANs and WAN. So in very short description, we will be discussing about LANs. A local area network is a computer network that spans a relatively small area. Most often, a LAN is confined to a single room, building or group of buildings. However, a LAN can be connected to other LANs over any distance via a telephone line or radio waves. LAN networking requires cables, switches, routers and other components that let the users connect to the internal servers, websites and other LANs that belong to the same wide area network. The next is MANs, that is Metropolitan Area Network. It covers a larger area than a LAN and a smaller as compared to WAN. It connects two or more computers that are apart but resides in the same or different cities. It covers a large geographical area and may serve as an ISP, that is your Internet Service Provider. MAN is designed for customers who need a high-speed connectivity. Speed of a MAN ranges in terms of Mbps, and it is hard to design and maintain a metropolitan area network. And the last type of communication network that we have is WANs. WANs stand for Wireless Local Area Network. A wireless LAN or a WLAN or a wireless LAN is a network that allows the device to connect and communicate wisely. A wireless local area network is a wireless distribution method for two or more devices that use high frequency radio wave and often includes an access point to the internet. A wireless LAN allows user to move around the coverage area, often a home or a small office, while maintaining a network connection. Every component that connects to a wireless LAN is considered as a station and falls into one of the two categories, that is an access point or a client. So summing up together, the video discusses about the different multiplexing techniques that we have. That is the time division multiplexing, frequency division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing. The whole multiplexing concept deals with transmission of multiple users over a single communication channel and hence bifurcating the whole thing at the receiver side. In a frequency division, the users would be transmitting at different frequency ranges. In a time division multiplexing, the users are given different time slots wherein he or she can transmit. And in wavelength division, that is very similar to the frequency division, but it uses optical signals. And the last topic that we saw is the communication networks, that are the different networks that like LAN, MAN and WAN. So that is all about here. That is all about today. Thank you.